And what is up, guys? Technicals Tinkers here. Just kind of a short sort of thing. Again, with this channel, I'm just trying to build a base of videos so that, you know, people come to the channel, they see you've got 2 videos. They're unlikely to subscribe. If you've got a whole bunch of videos and activity, algorithm likes it, potential subscribers like it. That's the reason behind it. So if the videos seem a little light in content, yeah, I get it. New for today, the printers are all quiet except for number 3 down here. I've embraced the school of slow. Super slow on this print. This is a hornet nest because I did sell one and I figured I need to keep one in stock, just ready to ship in case I get another order for one. But all I had left was this standard PLA. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do it in standard PLA, but I'm gonna turn it way down on the speed. Keep the heat appropriate for regular PLA. So this is running at about 75 millimeters per second at 205 Celsius on the nozzle with 1% infill, but I cranked the wall loops up significantly. I think this is 4 wall loops to get a nice heavier duty sort of rigidity out of the piece. And this has been going for a while, but it's coming out pretty good. I also turned down my my branch angle, my threshold for supports, get a little bit of a cleaner print. And it's doing really good. Another cool thing I added, again, still trying to find the niche. I've been watching more videos on how people say, like, you know, in the 3D print space, hyper focus on a super duper tight niche instead of casting a wide net. But I got to cast a wide net in the beginning. I got to find out what it is. People say, well, focus in on what your hobbies are or what you have expertise. I don't have hobbies. I don't have expertise. And you can't really 3D print things for 3D printers because people wouldn't buy it. They would just 3D print it themselves. So outside of that, looking at girls in bikinis on TikTok, that's not much of a hobby that I can spawn off into a business. But found this baby Baphomet, sort of a chibi style of a Baphomet doll. I was thinking more along these, like something that's appealing on TikTok shop versus the utilitarian things, and I'll likely split it into a different sort of Etsy identity for my utilitarian prints with the technicals, and then like kind of the everything else prints, home goods, bullshit like this. But I did think that was kind of a cool print. Stringy, obviously. I just put off the printer, and the supports kind of failed. This is more so of a test to see how the model would actually perform, but cute nonetheless. Let's just go ahead and get that. Let's get a good thumbnail going here. Then yesterday, if you saw my bullet, I did a bigger version of the bullet on the Bamboo A1. Really just kind of testing again with adaptive layer height. Much better with that adaptive layer height. Still a little terracey on top, and I don't think you can really avoid that too much at the very tippity top because the layer height on the very tip top was like as far as it would possibly go. So otherwise, a much larger bullet, you know. I think that's kind of cool. It goes well with the guns. And I noticed on Etsy that like 4 people have the Glock in their cart. So I don't know if it's just wishful thinkers or what, or if people plan to buy it. I did drop the price a little bit, but with 4 people, you know, in their cart, you know, it's just one night. I'm one night away from someone having a few too many drinks and pressing order to make the sale on one of those big guns. So that's the nature of things. Again, still thinking, just got to expand up and find the niche. And if you've got any insight on that, let me know in the comments below. Again, I don't really have hobbies. I don't really have expertise in areas of, well, things, I guess, like I don't play golf. And people say, like, well, if you play golf, make things for golf. Okay. Well, I don't really do any of that kind of thing. I just sort of float around from thing to thing. I never really stick to anything. And so, again, I believe it's important to know yourself and know what kind of person you are. And I know that I'm not going to stick to anything or really be passionate about anything to the point where I could, you know, safely say like, oh, I'll make things for that. Like the cryptocurrency thing, I just kind of had that from years ago and I got back into it. But I do the cryptocurrency thing from a perspective of like, it's just a passive income money making kind of thing. And I have no passion about it whatsoever. But I saw that, you know, there's like people are buying those things. So I'll make them and they sell. And that's kind of how I get into it. So it's difficult, I guess, for me, and probably I imagine for a lot of people, to really think about, you know, when people say like, oh, well, do what you're passionate about, make the thing that, you know, you are interested in. Like, I think a lot of people in modern day, millennials and lower, don't have passions like that. I know people do, but don't have like sort of those tangible passions where it's easy for you to say like, oh, I like skateboarding, so I'll build skateboard parts. I like golf, I'll do golf parts. I like fishing, I'll build widgets for fishing. I don't do any of that kind of stuff ever. And if I do it for a couple months and then I'm on to the next thing because I grow bored of it. I feel like I've not mastered it, but I've gained the badge. You know, I've got the badge for my vest. Been there, done that. On to the next thing. And so I do believe it's kind of difficult for me to really think about which direction to go. Or you just cast a wide net and you have multiple Etsy stores instead of you got to hyper focus on a niche, because once the product's out, it's out. It's not like you're having to constantly keep up with it. You put the product up, you get the order, you print it and fulfill it. You could do that with multiple entities. So I don't know if I completely and totally buy that mantra of you have to focus in and you only should do things you're passionate about. I've never really been into that. I've never really sort of subscribed to that. It's like the people that tell you, to get a job that you're passionate about, do what you love, and you'll never work. Come here. That never works out. Do what you're skilled at, or just go for what makes the most money, because you're likely to be miserable in any job you have. You might as well make money and cry in a Mercedes. That's just my opinion. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. Be sure to like the video and subscribe for more content like this. I'm the Technicals. See you next time.